Hello and welcome. Wait, the colors are not. Okay, now it's good. Hello and welcome. The songs is missing, right? The music. Hello and welcome. Finally, I'm able to do another video for you guys. And excuse please the bright sun, but I'm actually appreciating the sun at the moment a lot because it was winter here in Switzerland for the past months here. And I'm so excited actually that it's finally the sun is out again and that I could take my first ride of the season today. And I wanted to show you in this video what all the mods I did on my Husqvarna Norden 901 and also maybe rate it in terms of would I recommend it for you to do the same, or if I should or would not recommend it. And to make or to organize this video better, I'm going to have a few categories that I'm going to talk about specifically about the upgrades. So the first category is going to be performance, the second one is going to be ergonomics, third one is going to be protection, fourth one is going to be visuals, styling, design, and then the last one is utility. And I want to start off right away with the first category, and that's performance. So when we talk about performance, we talk about quality of ride, we talk about power, and we talk about overall handling of the bike. And I want to start in the front because that's kind of the biggest upgrade that I did, but also it's actually, some people might say now, well, it doesn't really make sense because I upgraded my suspension in the rear and the front, and I put in the WP Explore Pro suspensions, which you can find on the Husqvarna Norden Expedition already as standard. So a lot of you people might ask me, why didn't you go ahead and buy a Husqvarna Norden Expedition? Because the color scheme of the standard one was a lot better for a sticker kit, which is not such a very important reason, but the reason was that I'm kind of sponsored by Husqvarna, not about putting out just positive comments, but more of just presenting their bikes in my feed. And so that's why I got all the upgrades for free, and that's why I could go with the standard and then actually build in the better suspension. And that one is a very, very big plus for me because I've ridden this bike a lot off-road. And I can say positively, I was positively excited about how this bike performs with the new Explore Pro suspension in it. And you also would have to have, I think in English it's called a 3-point bracket or 3-point clamp. I think you have to swap this because this suspension is actually bigger in diameter. So it's very high performance and you can really feel that it's a lot more comfortable with your bike. Then if we move on, we have foot pegs, which are a lot bigger than the standard ones, and they just allow me to have a lot more grip and handling over the bike. And then if we go to the back, and that's the third point or the third upgrade concerning performance, it's power. And I swapped the standard exhaust for this Remus exhaust, which comes from the Husqvarna online store. And I'm a bit torn in between if I should recommend this or not, because it's not really louder, it's not really deeper in sound, but the standard one is just, it sounds like a sewing machine, and this one, it sounds like a sewing machine on steroids maybe, but it's still not that feeling that you get when you ride, for example, an Africa Twin or another 2-cylinder bike. So that's kind of a bit sad, but it still reduces weight overall and it gives out some more power. It's the legal version with the DB killer in, so you don't gain a lot, but you also don't lose anything, which is already a big thing in the modern world. Yeah, so if you want to have a little bit better sound, but especially a little bit less weight, I can recommend going also for the Remus exhaust. Now we're already at the second category, and this is overall ergonomics. And very prominent, you can see my seat is not the standard one with the 2 pieces, but it's the normal rally, not the normal, but it's the rally seat, which has just one single piece in it, and it allows me to just be more agile on the bike, and I really feel it. And I can recommend using this seat. It's not less comfortable for me, and the only thing is that it also comes in that very yellowy color. Here you have those accents in the back and also here on next to the tank pad. and I don't really like that bright yellow, so I just painted it with some acrylic paint. It didn't turn out perfectly, but it's an adventure bike, so I ride it off-road and it gets dirty and dusty anyway, so I thought, you know what, I don't give a 2 cents about it. So I can recommend the rally seat and also those clutch and brake levers in the front, which I changed, and they are just a lot more sporty. They also have the possibility to go upwards, so if you crash, there is a lesser chance for you to break the levers, which is, again, if you ride a lot of off-roading, this is probably something I can also recommend. And then the third thing in the category of ergonomics, which is so important, is the bar raisers. If you sit on the Norden and you ride, you can feel that it almost feels like a supermoto position when you ride it. So it's very aggressive, it's very bar down. And if you really want to ride off-road with the bike or also do longer tours, I can recommend going full ham on the bar raisers. I'm 180 high, that's about 6 feet, I guess, something a little bit under 6 feet. And I have the maxed out bar raisers, and I could even still go higher. So, but that's, I mean, also kind of preference. If you like having bar raisers, then use them. If you like the sporty position that it comes from standard-wise, then go with this one. It honestly feels so good to be in the sun and just soak that spring weather almost in February. And just before, also the owner actually of that land, a very nice older lady, came by with her dog. She was walking her dog, and we just had a chat about, you know, that place here in Switzerland, and it's one of my favorite places actually. Wait, maybe if I focus on here, you can see it. I don't know, it just gives me so much peace and comfort to come up here. And it's nice to know the owner personally now, because here in Switzerland it's actually not that easy to find a calm spot to shoot a video, especially now on a Sunday where everyone just wants to enjoy the sun, which is kind of logical and okay for me. But I just feel so good right now, and also it's been so long since I've last talked to you in the camera about my Norden, so I'm really stoked about this day and glad I finally could put out something worth watching, hopefully. Now, if we talk about category 3 protection, you can see that I don't have any crash bars on it, and I can maybe showcase afterwards that you can see why, and it's basically because of that big tank on the down here. There's no actually surface that really puts pressure on here when you're laying on the ground. Of course, if there's sharp stones or anything, I'm going to be more or less cooked, but as long as there's no sharp stones, whatever, I can really reduce the weight by not having the crash bars. And I put on, which is very important, that big massive bash guard from the Husqvarna Expedition, the Norden Expedition model, which I fitted on my standard one. So that one works out pretty well, and it's so massive. And I painted it black myself, which is why it's kind of like shitty. But I mean, again, it's here to be used, so that's why I don't really have something against it looking like this. Then moving up, we have the crash, like the handlebar guards, the hand guards, which are a must for me. And I have the original ones from Husqvarna, but if I could choose, I probably would recommend buying Bark Busters or something, because they are just a tight bit more effective and also more secure, in my opinion. Then if you move up, we have those mirrors, and maybe mirrors also ergonomics, because you can see better with better mirrors, but they're also in the protection category, because they are double take mirrors. And what that means is they are very, very durable. You could even hit with a baseball bat at these and they wouldn't scatter probably. You can also adjust them as much as you like. You can also remove them completely by just unscrewing the screw, which is very nice and very handy. And so if you ride off-road a lot, I can really recommend these. I got the round ones because it fits my round headlight, but they also have more edgy ones, let's say, with a bit more curvature in it. And then also protection-wise, I have this very cheap metal on front for the protection of my headlight, but it's rather cheap. It's something from eBay or AliExpress, and it doesn't really protect a lot, but it looks cool, it looks badass, so that's why I slapped it on there. And then another very, very important upgrade I did, which I think is very worth it is tire sensor. So that's a story. When I was in Iceland, something with my front tire was not okay, and I lost air every night. And so only because I had the tire pressure monitoring system, I could really tell how much is still left in my tire, if I could still ride on, or if I needed to stop to refill it again with air. So that's why I can really recommend those. But the downside of the original ones from Husqvarna is that when you damage your wheel or whatever, there's a big chance you have to replace them, and they are pretty costly. What I saw on a motorcycle fair is the ones from Ride Link, and they are Bluetooth paired, so you can just screw them on whatever tires you have, and you can use them to monitor on your phone, and it's a lot cheaper, and you can put them on any tire that there is. So I would recommend check those out. And so that would be everything for category safety and protection. Then the next category is visuals, and for me visuals is very, very important, and that's why the most prominent thing you're going to see about visuals is my sticker kit, and that's from Upshift. I already had my sticker kit for my Africa Twin from Upshift, and it's just very good quality, good material. It's very nice to even put it on there yourself. And I went for a retro look because I once had a desert sled which had kind of the similar color scheme, not so much white, but just orange, yellow, red, so that old retro vibe kind of color scheme. And I really like to portray this on my adventure bike as well. And then you can also see the high fender, which is the original one from KTM, and it is originally fitting onto the Husqvarna Norden. And now I know a lot of people are doubting that this is needed, and secondly even good, because there's rain gonna sprinkle all over your face, and I was in Iceland, it was raining every day, and I didn't feel that much more rain or just moisture from the ground coming up to my face. But what I realized is when I had my Africa Twin and I was really riding in deep, deep mud, maybe I can find some clip that I can pop up now here. The tire just wouldn't spin anymore because there was so much clay and so much goo, dirt punched up here in the front tire, and it wouldn't turn anymore. So if you go off-roading a lot, maybe it gets muddy, I can recommend the high fender, and it just looks so much better. It looks really rally style, badass, and I like that aesthetic a lot. Then I also have those yellow light covers from eBay. They are very cheap, and I think you can see them, right? Maybe not so much now that it's sunny, but yeah, they look good. They give some new colors to the bike, but all in all it's just aesthetics, and it doesn't really do anything. So that's it for the visual and aesthetic style, actually. And so there's one last category which I still think is important. That's utility and also just helpful gadgets. And if I go right behind the bike, you can see the very first thing that pops up here is that Peak Design square, and that's my phone holder. And I just really like Peak Design. I tried Quadlock, I tried SP Connect, and I feel like Peak Design is not that popular yet under motorcycle riders, but it has also vibration dampeners, and it's just the easiest to click. I mean, I can just take my phone, and also the case is very high quality, very nice from Peak Design, and you just slap it on there. That's all you got to do. It's automatic, and it's just going to slap on there. You're good to go, and you can unmount it again with just one hand. So I really like that. It's fast, it's simple, it's as it should be. So you can also charge it, but it comes with a USB-C outlet. So you would have to have a USB-C outlet, and I, for example, only have a 12-volt outlet, so I would need to buy a adapter that allows to charge with USB-C, which is not that bad actually. If we move to the back, I have the Husqvarna OEM rack plate, let's say. It's a universal plate where you just can hook anything up that you basically want. And I'm going with the Enduristan, and that's the Pannier Topple Large. And in that thing, man, that's my go-to thing. It's like a backpack strapped to your bike, and you can put in your camera gear, your power bank, your gloves, your Red Bull, which I did. So anything, basically. It holds a lot of volume, and it's perfect for your daily adventures and also to just carry some bigger stuff. I also had that in Iceland and I really liked it. I also have the OEM pannier racks from Enduristan, not from Enduristan, from Husqvarna, and I rocked the Enduristan monsoon bags on there for our Iceland trip. So they're just very nice universal racks, I'd say, and they also kind of protect when you have a crash or if you lay your bike down, you protect your exhaust, and that's kind of good. So I always have them on because it's also kind of a hassle to just, you know, untighten them and then store them anywhere. So that was actually already it, my dear friends. I hope you found this enjoyable and interesting. If you did so, I would really be looking forward to receiving a thumbs up. And also, if you have any ideas or recommendations or something you want to know for next videos, let me know in the comments. Also, feedback is appreciated at any times. And there's nothing else more to say than just go ride, have a fantastic riding season of 2025, and always ride safe.